Hello YouTube, Fuzzfinger here. In today's episode of Final Fantasy XII, we're going to be traversing the Ozmone Plain. If you enjoy watching, please don't forget to go ahead and hit the like button and be subscribed to the Fuzzfinger Gaming YouTube channel. So let's get started then, shall we? We actually finished off in the last episode at the save point in the Geyser Plains here. So we're literally just going to make our way down south now, which is how we reach the Ozmone Plain. So I'll just bring the map up so I can see where I'm going here. And we'll cross over into a brand new area, of course. And I'm just going to remind myself that we haven't got any hunts available in this section while we are here. Save backtracking later. So what have we not completed? The defence of Ozmone Plain. If I just click on this. Okay, so we need to visit the petitioner in Jahara first of all. And then we've got this Geyser Plains one, which we can't yet do because we need to wait for it to be dry. Okay, that's cool. I think it's time to get Fran out of the party for a little bit. Maybe get Penelo levelling up. Which means we'll bring in another melee attacker. Since Penelo can do a bit of healing as well. So welcome to the Ozmone Plain. Some of the enemies here might be a little bit tough if you haven't been developing your party much up until this point. What I'm going to do is just remove Balthea's diamond armlet because I don't particularly want to be getting a whole lot of those knots of rust for the time being. And the thing with the treasures with the diamond armlet, it's the character that actually as in the character you're controlling when you loot the treasure, that matters whether they're wearing the armlet. For example, some other characters in the party, such as Bash or Penelo, could have it equipped, and it wouldn't make a blind difference, really. So just something to bear in mind as you're you know, collecting your treasures and farming your items and whatever the case may be. Right, so somewhere around here there can be a treasure spawn containing a weapon, a heavy lance. So I do want to pick that one up. I'm not sure if it's going to be of particular use to anybody. It turns out that Bash is my heavy lance user, but the Sword of the Kings I've given him is a little bit more appropriate still in terms of its raw damage output. So I'm not going to be replacing that right at this particular moment in time. So there's a couple of other chests we can grab. I'm just going to slow down the double speed here. We get these zoos as well in this area, so you're going to want to be using range damage on these. At least I believed you would be, but it seems to be going down alright, doesn't it? Okay, I'm not complaining, and Penelo levels up as well, so the hype is real. Wow, these guys look like Ixion out of Final Fantasy X. So an ether, and don't forget you can get a normal treasure spawn or a rare treasure spawn. I believe the heavy lance was the rare spawn that we collected from the first chest and we were just lucky. If you don't get it though, you can just basically go ahead, exit the area, come back in, and all the treasures respawn anyway immediately. In the original version of Final Fantasy XII, you'd have to go 4 areas away for that to actually take place. Yes, I want my high potion. And then there's just a few more treasures over in the westerny area. Let's just take a moment to bring... Let me just see what equipment. I think Fran should have a bow equipped. I know she's an archer, but I just didn't ever given her a sword as well. But I haven't. Okay, she ended up curing rather than attacking. That's more like it. And wow, our characters are actually reaching the level 20 mark now, which is exciting. A suit of chainmail, very nice. Very nice indeed. Don't worry, Fran, you just let Balthea die. I'm sure he'll manage. Ah, she's healing at last. But why isn't Penelo healing as well? Probably got her gambits turned off. Oh no, she's not got healing anymore. Since she's just black maging around, quite frankly. And it looks like the first area's explored. And we can ignore the yellow mobs for now. The neutral mobs. So, the most southern exit is the one that will take us to our destination the quickest. But I'm going to just go to the eastern exit because we can go through one more area to check for extra items and stuff before we actually do move on. It's not a big detour, there's actually more we can explore in the plains here. But we will be coming back a little bit later on anyway, so we can catch up on what we miss. So just a few of the areas I want to go through now, and then we'll do the rest a little bit later on. Where's that flying thing gone? It's over here, look, it doesn't want to die. Cheers, Fran. So you can see there's a few new enemies around this location as well. Treasure. Must get the treasure. A reskinned alligator. And these guys like to hang around in groups, so just be careful if you're struggling with them to just run away if need be. But good experience, isn't it? Fran is now level 20. Lovely. What's Penelo? She's still floating around that 18er. So I'm showing you where all the treasures are, but remember that some of them can spawn with nicer equipment than what you're seeing me loot here with potions and stuff. So by all means, you can respawn them and then open them as many times as necessary to get what you want. So those fangs are just looted, do AoE fire damage, although they're not all that powerful to tell you the truth. And it looks like we've just got the final corner here, which would take us to the next area, but there is also another chest. So if we can get Penelo to level 20, then I'll be happy, because that'll be the minimum level for every one of our party members then. Right, so at this point we're going to head down south, which would take us into the location that we would have reached had we headed down south in the first area. But we would have missed out on all this lovely experience and treasure, wouldn't we, if we'd have done that? Right then. So there's another bunch of treasure here, as you'd expect. So we'll go ahead and loot that. I'll show you where it all is. Starts off with the chest that's right at the entrance here, and then if we head just south directly from here, or southeast rather, there's a couple more treasures we can loot. Prince's Kiss is an item that awakes a party member from sleep when you cast it. So, you know, they are quite useful. You could probably tell from the name, actually, couldn't you, that that's what it does. Right, you can get a treasure around here, but it hasn't spawned for us. Oh, that was it. I just slightly misjudged the location. I'm not going down into this section as into the next area, but what I am doing is just checking for treasures, because there can be one around here. And there's the proof. 14 gil. Just think those of us that played this game back in the day had to do all this at standard speed. Okay, grab the ether. And then just over here there can be another spawn. There it is. An aquarium remote. And then finally, there's one more treasure that can spawn in this area, and it's right down south here. I'm not seeing it. Okay, so that one definitely has not spawned for us. But now we're going to head into the next area, which is, as you can see on the map, just a little bit further to the east. A piece of storm magicite. These snakes are annoying, aren't they? Just pop out the ground. There we go. So our destination is going to be to the west. But of course, more treasures first. And we're just going to run around the cliff for a little bit as well, because, or around the mountain, I should say, the mountain edge. Because there can be a couple of things to spawn for us. And well done, Fran, level 21. Look at this, we've got chocobos now. Okay, there can actually be a chest around here. Did we loot that one? We might have looted it. Everything looks the same, doesn't it? So we'll just continue on around here. There's the next one. And, okay, can be something around here, but I don't think it spawned. Another ether. Lots of ethers, isn't there? If you like ethers, you'll be in treasure heaven. Right, if we head down south and along this border, there can be some more treasures. And it's the final set before we move into the next area, basically. There we go. And we are done. For the time being, in the Ozmone Plains. At least we're about to be. One final snake. There we go. Okay, so here we are in the Jahara. And before we do anything, we're going to save. And I'm actually going to do something. I'm going to show you something. Tell you what, before I save then. Something I keep meaning to do but forget. There's a weapon that used to spawn in the Tomb of Wraithwall. But now it doesn't. It spawns somewhere else instead. Ah, okay. We haven't actually reached the teleport point. It's in the Dalmasca Ester Sand. But we haven't reached that teleport stone yet. So I can't show you, but there's a weapon known as Demon's Bane, which used to spawn in the Tomb of Wraithwall, and a lot of people have been messaging me saying, why didn't I loot that sword? Why didn't I kill the first demon wall so that I could go down and loot that weapon? And the reason for that is that this is the Zodiac Age, and don't assume that just because things were the way they were in the original Final Fantasy XII that they still are in this release of the game. A lot has changed, and that is one of them. That weapon you're referring to does no longer spawn in the Tomb of Wraithwall. It spawns in the Damascus Ester Sand, and that's where we're going to be looting it from, but we haven't reached it yet. So just be patient, and I will show you where that is a little bit later on. But we've made our way through the Ozmone Plain, so we're going to be kicking off with the next section of the story here shortly. There's also a person we need to talk to here, but they must just be a little bit further in for the hunt that we're on. So folks, I'm going to finish off the episode for today. Thanks for joining me. If you have enjoyed watching, don't forget to hit the like button on YouTube, and come back again soon as we continue on with more Final Fantasy XII. Cheers all, take care.